that Infrared Data Association is the regulatory body responsible for defining and licensing the specifications for IR data communication. If you are going for IR data communication, then you will be having the proper licensing and specification with respect to each and every device. Then you will be have to communicate with respect to IR data um, association. IR communication has two essential parts, a physical link part and the protocol part. The physical link is responsible for the physical transmission of data between the device supporting the IR communication. Protocol part is responsible for defining the rules of communication. Whatever the data transmission we are doing with respect to IR sensors or infrared, with respect to that, what all the rules has to be followed with respect to the communication, that is followed, that is implemented in the protocol. The physical link works on the wireless principle, makes use of infrared. The physical link works on the wireless principle, making use of infrared for communication. The IRDA specifications include the standard for both physical link and protocol layer. The IRDA control protocol contains implementations for physical layer and media access control, that is MAC, and logical link control. These are the three control lines which will be provided in the infrared communication. Infrared is a popular interface for file exchange and data transfer in low-cost devices. IRDA was the prominent communication channel in mobile phones before Bluetooth. Previously, before Bluetooth, we were having the infrared for the data transmission. Bluetooth is a low-cost, low-power, short-range wireless technology for data and voice communication. This Bluetooth was first proposed by the Ericsson in 1994. Bluetooth operates at 2.4 gigahertz of the radio frequency spectrum and uses the frequency hopping spread spectrum technology for the communication, and it supports data rate of up to 1 megabit per second and a range of approximately 30 feet of for data communication. For data communication, you can have a difference of 30 feet difference, and you can transfer a data with the speed of 1 megabits per second, and it will be using a frequency of 2.4 gigahertz frequency range with respect to the radio frequency spectrum. Bluetooth communication has two essential parts, a physical link part and protocol part. In physical link is responsible for the physical transmission of data between the device supporting Bluetooth communication, and the protocol part is responsible for defining the rules of communication. Okay, as we discussed with respect to infrared, same way in Bluetooth also you will be having a physical link device and protocol part device. And the physical link works on the wireless principle, making use of RF wave for communication. And Bluetooth enabled devices essentially contain the Bluetooth wireless radio for the transmission and reception data. Always whenever you have any Bluetooth device or Bluetooth essential enabled device, always it will be having the transmitter and receiver part. You will be having the Bluetooth wireless radio where you can transmit and receive the data at the same time, and the rules governing the Bluetooth communication is implemented in the Bluetooth protocol stack. The Bluetooth communication IC holds the stack, and each Bluetooth device will have a 48-bit unique identification number. Always it will be having the 48-bit unique identification number, and Bluetooth communication follows packet-based data transfer. It will be transferred in the form of packets. Whatever the IR and all we were transferring, it was transferring the streams. Now, if you are going for the Bluetooth, it will be transferring in the form of packets. For that reason, it can go with respect to the high speed transmission. Okay. And Bluetooth communication follows packet based data transfer, and Bluetooth supports point to point and point to multi-point wireless communication also. You can do for multi-point transmission. The point to point communication follows the master slave relationship. If you are going for the Bluetooth device, can function as either master or slave. And when a network is formed between one Bluetooth device as master and more than one device for the slaves, it is called as a Piconet. A Piconet supports a maximum of 7 slave devices. See, from one Bluetooth device, you can connect it for many slave devices. If you are going for slave devices connection, then it is called, this overall network is called as a Piconet. And maximum of 7 slave devices has to be connected to the Piconet. Okay. And Bluetooth is the favorite choice for short range data communication in handheld embedded devices, and Bluetooth technology is very popular among the cell phone users, as they are the easiest communication channels for transferring ringtones, music files, pictures, media files, etc. between the neighboring Bluetooth enabled phones. And the Bluetooth standard specifies the minimum requirements that a Bluetooth device must support for a specific usage scenario. Always you will be having a, for all the type of data transmission, previously we used to use Bluetooth only. It was used to take so much of amount of time to transfer these data compared to infrared, but Bluetooth is better. But compared to our wireless transmission, nowadays it has become high speed. If you are comparing that speed with respect to Bluetooth, then it will be very slow communication device. Okay. The Bluetooth, the generic access point that defines the requirement for detecting a Bluetooth device and establishing a connection with it. And all other specific usage profiles are based on GAP, and serial port profile SPP for serial data communication, file transfer profile for file transfer between devices, human interface devices for supporting the human interface, and devices like keyboard and mouse are example for the Bluetooth profiles. And the specification for Bluetooth communication is defined and licensed by the standard body Bluetooth Special Interest Group. Bluetooth Special Interest Group has been generated, and it will be providing the license and standard with respect to the Bluetooth. Next, we have Wi-Fi, that is wireless fidelity, is the popular wireless communication technology for networked communication of devices. For networked communication of devices, you can go for wireless fidelity. Wi-Fi follows the IEEE 802.11 standard, and Wi-Fi is intended for network communication, and it supports the network uh, internet protocol based communication. With respect to internet protocol based communication, we can do through Wi-Fi also. It is essential to have device identities in the multi-port communication to address specific device for the data communication. To address specific device for the data communication, you can go with respect to multi-point communication. In IP based communication, each device is identified by the IP address, and each is unique in each devices on the network. And Wi-Fi based communication requires a intermediate agent called Wi-Fi router or Wi-Fi access wireless access point to manage the communication. See, you will be having for wireless communication, if you don't have a wired connection, then wirelessly you should receive some signal. Na? For that reason, you need some routers and wireless access points which can manage the communication. The Wi-Fi router is responsible for restricting the access to the network and assigning IP address to devices on the network, routing data packets to the intended devices on the network, and Wi-Fi enables device contain a wireless adapter for transmitting and receiving data in the form of radio signals through the antenna. Or in the form of radio signals only, you will be receiving the data through antenna. The hardware part is also known as Wi-Fi radio, and Wi-Fi operates at 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz of radio spectrum, and they coexist with the ISM band device like Bluetooth. You can see the figure with respect to Wi-Fi router, and you can connect many devices with respect to the one Wi-Fi router. And for communicating with the devices over Wi-Fi network, the device, when its Wi-Fi radio is turned on, search for the available Wi-Fi networks and in its vicinity and list out the service set identifier of the available network. If the network is security enabled, a password may be required to log in. And Wi-Fi employs different security mechanisms like wired equivalency, uh, privacy, and wireless protected access, etc., for securing the data communication. Wi-Fi supports data rates ranging from 1 Mbps to 1.73 Gbps depending on the standards. See, with respect to the standard, you can transfer the data with respect to that speed. Okay, and access and modulation methods also supports. And depending on the type of antenna usage and location also, Wi-Fi offers the range with respect to the different ranges, that is 100 to 300 feet. Next we have Zigbee. Zigbee is also wireless communication device. Zigbee is a low power, low cost wireless network communication protocol based on IEEE 802.15.4, that is 2006 standard. Zigbee is uh, targeted for low power, low data rate and secures applications for wireless personal area network. If you are going for Zigbee, it is targeted with respect to low power, low data rate and secure applications, and it is a wireless personal area networking. And Zigbee specifications support a robust mesh network connecting multiple nodes. It will be Zigbee specification will be generating one mesh network. You will be having the main node and you will be having the multiple nodes which are connected to the main node. Okay, and the networking strategy makes the network reliable by permitting the message to different form one node to another, from one node to another, how to transfer the data, that comes under this Zigbee. Zigbee operates worldwide at the unlicensed band of radio spectrum, mainly at 2.400 to 2.484 gigahertz and 902 to 928 megahertz and 868 to 868.6 megahertz. These are the frequency ranges where the Zigbee can be transmitted, but it is an unlicensed band. Anyone can use this band for the data transmission. And Zigbee supports the operating distance up to 100 meters and data rate of 20 to 250 kbps. Data rate is less, but with the smaller distance, you can transfer the higher speed data. And in the Zigbee terminology, each Zigbee device falls under any one of the following Zigbee device category. That is Zigbee coordinator, ZC, and network coordinator. Zigbee coordinator act as a root of the Zigbee network, and ZC is responsible for the initiating the Zigbee network, and it has the capability to store the information about the network. With respect to the network, what all the information is there, that can be stored in your Zigbee coordinator. And Zigbee router full function device that is responsible for passing an information from device to another device. And Zigbee end device, ZED, and reduced function device, that is end device containing Zigbee functionality for data communication, and it can talk only with ZR or ZC, that is ZB router or ZB coordinator, and doesn't have the capability to act as a moderator. He can't act as a coordinator or moderator between any other devices. Only you can transfer the data from one device to another device. Here you can see the diagram to represent the ZC and ZR and ZED. ZC is a Zigbee coordinator, ZR are the Zigbee router, and ZED is the end device, Zigbee end device. End device will be connected to any one of the router or connectors. Zigbee is primarily targeting application area like home and industrial automation, energy management, home control security, and medical patient tracking, and logistics and asset tracking, and sensor networks, and active RFID. All these things come under Zigbee. If you are going with respect to smaller area, at that area you can implement the Zigbee with respect to higher applications. Okay, automatic meter reading, AMR, and smoke detectors, wireless terminology, HVAC control, and heating control, lighting controls, and environment controls, etc. are example for the application which can make use of Zigbee technology. And the specifications for Zigbee is developed and managed by Zigbee Alliance, a non-profit consortium of leading semiconductors manufacturers, technology providers, OEMs, and end users worldwide. They are using with respect to Zigbee Alliance. And general packet radio services, that is called as GPRS, is a communication technique for transmitting a data over mobile communication network like GSM. Data is sent as a packet in GPRS communication. If I am telling you as a GPRS communication as the normal data which will be transmitting as a normal messages, not through the internet. You will be transmitting a data through GSM, like you using your SIM cards, you will be transferring a data, that is called as a GPRS communication. The transmitting device splits the data into several related packets, and at the receiver end, data is reconstructed by combining the received data packets, and then it will reframe the overall message. Okay. GPRS supports a theoretical maximum transfer rate of 171.2 kbps. In GPRS communication, the radio channel is concurrently shared between the several users instead of dedicating a radio channel to the cell phone users. Okay, and the GPS communication divides the channel into 8 time slots and transmit data over the available channel. Okay, and GPS supports internet protocol, point-to-point protocol, and X.2.4 25 protocols for communication. And GPRS is mainly used for the mobile enabled embedded devices for data communication. As I told you, whenever mobile devices are there, if you are using the SIM cards, then you can easily transfer the data in that way. The device should support the necessary GPRS hardware like GPRS modem and GPRS radio. And to accomplish GPRS based communication, the carrier network also should support the GPRS communication. Whatever the carrier network we are using, that also should support the GPRS communication. GPRS is an old technology and it is being replaced by a new generation data communication techniques like Edge, high speed data link, packet access, and long term evaluation LTE, etc., which offers the higher bandwidth for the communication. GPRS was the old technology. Now it has been overtaken or replaced by these new technologies which provide the higher data bandwidth for transmission.